Yo, Henry, average use Slo-Pitch. Today we're getting a chance to bring out the all-new USSSA Combat Rodeos. We've got Bradley Jones's 12.75 loaded, and then we've got the 13-inch balance model as well. We're going to go ahead, as always, go with ahead and throw these on the compression tester. 52s, ProMs, come back with final compression, final thoughts. All right, up first we got Bradley Jones's 12.75 loaded Combat Rodeo. I like on this one, they went with obviously the different colors of each one, which is pretty nice. And this one's sitting like dead on 250, maybe just a hair below, but pretty much game ready is what I would assume there. That's kind of the lowest starting compression I think we've seen from the Combats at this point. Let's see where the balanced model is testing at, and then if we get another low test, even though I did the calibration disc before we did a bunch of testing today, I'll throw it on there again just to kind of make sure we're not getting any sort of inaccurate readings. And the 13 is just a hair over 250. So they're both right at pretty much 250. Just for the sake of making sure we're good to go, let's throw the calibration disc on there if you haven't seen it before. 350 plus or minus 25 is what we're going for. Just throw it in there, make sure it's not touching any of the sides. Got basically an equal amount coming out of either side. Dial it down, make sure I didn't move it. All right. Dial it to 0. And we're sitting like dead on 375, so it's right at calibration. Either way, it falls within the spectrum of being calibrated, but it is calibrating high. So either way, let's get some swings on these Combats. We'll come back with final compression, final thoughts. All right, we're going with the balance model first, 13-inch, starting with 52s. Again, welcome to New Mexico. Wasn't supposed to be windy today, yet here we go. But our wind's at least blowing in kind of towards first base, but slightly more in than first.
89 miles per hour. 87 miles per hour.
This one definitely has a stiffer feel. I should say it feels stiffer so far at the 52s than the previous models. I think there's been 3 prior to this one at this point.
93 miles per hour. 95 miles per hour.
Yeah, that one's the sweet spot though. You get a little bit of a different feel. Slightly different sound, but I mean, again, these have been pretty good, the Combat line with 52s, but obviously they're meant for U-Trip. That's what they're there for. You can obviously still use them if you need to use a bat for both situations, but still, even as we talked about on the previous ones, not something I would use as my sole USSSA bat with 52s.
96 miles per hour.
Yeah, that'll do for our balance model with the 52s. We're going to jump over and we'll go 52s with Bradley Jones's, then come back and go Pro-Ms. All right, Bradley Jones, 12.75, loaded, 52s.
94 miles per hour.
Pretty good carry there.
101 miles per hour.
Yep, there's our sweet spot. It gets, we've told in the past too, it gets a little bit soft on the sweet spot, almost like a nice trampoline, but at least it gives you the feedback to know that you caught it. And well, you saw the performance with it.
98 miles per hour.
Yep, there's our sweet spot again.
100 miles per hour.
Yeah, and that's going to wrap it up for our 52s. Again, both are good options for sure, but we'll swap over now to the Pro-Ms, what people really care about, jump over to the balance, and then finish with the Bradley Jones 12.75. All right, here we go. What you guys really care about here, Pro-Ms, 13-inch balance up first.
100 miles per hour.
Well, there's what we expected. Through the wind, didn't matter a little bit.
108 miles per hour.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty good as expected with the Pro-Ms.
100 miles per hour.
There's a slightly low on the barrel, but good feedback. No real sting on the hands, but it lets you know with kind of sound change, slightly different vibration change, and you still get good performance.
104 miles per hour.
Little 104 knuckle action.
100 miles per hour.
So he's definitely got a good sound, good feel. I mean, again, mostly just paint changes here on the Combats since that first initial drop, but each one has that slight difference from the previous model, whether it's how they paint it, type of paint, whatever it is.
103 miles per hour.
Well, that'll do it there for the balance model. We're going to hop over to Bradley Jones with ProMs. Then we'll go with final compression, final thoughts. All right, Bradley Jones is loaded, 1275, ProMs.
106 miles per hour.
Yeah, there's the sound in the feel.
103 miles per hour.
This slide towards the end pulled off that one. It still came off good.
110 miles per hour.
Yep, there's our sweet spot.
103 miles per hour.
And with this one, I mean, we're swinging a 27 ounce. With the loaded, it's not overly heavy by any means, but you can definitely let the end load do the work for you. Just nice, easy, controlled swing. Get it through the zone, it'll perform for you.
110 miles per hour.
Whoo-wee.
106 miles per hour. 108 miles per hour.
Yeah, and there you have it for our combat rodeos. Again, Bradley Jones 1275, 13-inch bounce. We're gonna go ahead, pick up these balls, let these sit. We'll get them tested. Final compression, final thoughts. All right, let's see where the balanced combat is testing at. We got kind of right at about that 100 swing mark, like we typically do. 52s and ProMs, as you saw there. Let that sit. And really hasn't moved much. I want to say this one started at about 255, 260, so that's nice to see there. We will go ahead now and check out Bradley Jones's 1275 combat. If I can get the wind to stop blowing our little disc everywhere. All right, and the 1275, which I think also started right at 255, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Yeah, and so both of them pretty much didn't move really at all. We'll go ahead and talk about it a little more in the final thoughts and wrap this up. All right, that's going to wrap it up for our greatest show on dirt combat USSSA models. Again, we got the yellow one, Bradley Jones's 1275 loaded. And then here, that more burnt orange, Texas orange, whatever you want to call it, is going to be our 13-inch balanced. And for both of these, I mean, we've talked about it. People always ask, aren't these kind of all the combats the same specs, same models? They are, however, as we've talked about in the past, paint definitely makes a difference. And for me, these were definitely stiffer options. They had a better sound than previous models. For me personally, this Bradley Jones is my favorite so far of all of them. A great kind of traditional, almost like a baseball bat sound with really good forgiveness, really good feedback, and an even better sweet spot. With the balance, same thing. I'm not a huge balance fan, but this one felt almost more and does feel more like with this 27, kind of like a slight mid load, maybe almost like a 1/4 ounce end load. So if you're somebody who wants that true balance feel, I'd probably go down a weight. But either way, I think you'll be happy with either one, the performance you get from them. We saw with the compression, even at about 100 swings, they're holding just fine. So you'll have no issues there as well, or shouldn't have any issues there. But we honestly could probably put another 50 to 100 swings, I would guess, before having to really worry about compression. So for me, though, at this 100 swing mark, these are both game ready for sure. They could be gamed out of the wrapper, but I do prefer kind of putting a few swings on my bats, opening up the fibers, making sure they're ready to go. But either way, these drop over on combatmfg.com April 12th, so very soon. As you've probably seen with all the drops, these go very quickly. So if you want to grab one, get over there on the website. I believe it's 10 a.m. Central Time. But if you look down the description of the video, I'll have that posted for you as well. And it'll be on the screen now for you so that you know what time they drop with that link of where to go for that as well. So either way, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully it's helped you decide if you want to grab either of these models, maybe go a different route. Either way, and if you need any help, down in the description of the video, we've got the link tree down there with contact info, discount links, discount codes, all sorts of things like that. But thanks for the support. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.